Hello, Andy Graham of Hobo Traveler. I've traveled for 15 years and gone to 90 countries. I'm going to show you a travel tip on how to pack. And truthfully, it's not that easy to make this kind of video because you can't just give you a cut and dry bunch of answers. But I'm going to try to show you how I'm really packing and how, well, it's became very important because what happens is the airlines now, an extra bag can cost you $40. The first bag can cost you $25 to $40, and any extra weight and stuff can be, it just don't work. So what you have to do is pack as tightly as possible. Now, what you don't want to do really is have a bag that is stuffed full, because what will happen is the TSA guys will open it up and then they won't be able to stuff it back in, and they will turn around and put some tape around it and do a bunch of crazy stuff that you don't really want to happen. What I got is a bag. I'll show you the bag. Oops. I have to put everything in this bag, so in a way this does expand a little. Now, a hard shell bag is better to protect your stuff if you really want to protect it. I got this little bucket I hold inside. But what I'm going to talk about today is packaging. What happens is that there's hollow spots in everything. I have in my bag, I carry, I'll show you here. I carry many little bags. Like this is a bag I put stuff in. That's got kind of it's also a backpack, so I could do it. Here's actually a grain bag that I tie on the outside. Here's a kind of a fun thing. It's my new shower bag, and these things all have things in them when they're in my bag. Here's a compression bag. Now this is a compression. This actually compresses a very nice mosquito net. Okay, so then I have this little pouch thing. You can take those money. You have school bags, little school pen cases that are real nice to make a compartment. And what you do is you put all the things in it. I also carry a lot of what I call, these are quart Ziploc bags. Now, I'm showing you all these things, and I want to show you, here's just a bag of coffee I'm going to carry. Some new batteries. Now, what the problem with these things are, and here's a real problem. Okay, every one of these things makes like airspace around the product. So what you got to do is, a bag has volume. Okay, so what you have is weight and volume. So they sell these plastic bags that you put a vacuum on. It shrinks your clothes and makes it, the trouble is you arrive at the place and you can't find a vacuum, right? So it works on leaving, it doesn't work on returning. But it's a long-term storage. I mean, it's really not a practical thing for travel. When you're carrying clothes, you roll clothes up into small little packages, then put them in the backpack or in your luggage. Now, I carry these cups because they're ideal in a lot of ways. They stack and whatever, and I just really love them. And I put I also carry a light bulb in one of these things. But all these sacks, because of the new way of traveling, when I take a long haul airplane trip, which is about anything anymore, I take all my bags and I'm removing them. And then I have this cooking kit, which is full of stuff. Now, I actually brought some stuff, so here's some bouillon cubes that I don't need. So I'm going through point by point. So what I do when I'm packing is I go point by point by point. Everything I say, asking the question, can I buy it there, or do I need to buy it, bring it? Anything that I could buy at the location, I pretty much dump. Okay, because the cost of airplane flights, now, here's some matches. I really don't need the matches. I guess, yeah, I'll throw that out. So what I'm going to do here is, man, my tuna can is really old. I can replace that. Okay. button up here. Okay, I have this thing full of a little electronic stuff, and so what I'm going to do is super compact this thing. Now, each one of these things, I don't really need all these knives, but I'm going to take them anyway. Okay, so what I have here is dead air space. If I just throw this in here, I'm going to create pocket space. So what I got to do is somehow pack this just as tight as I can. So what I'll do is I'll take a bunch of stuff, small stuff like USB chips and whatever, and stuff in here. Okay, adapters, USB chips, screwdrivers. Can't buy American flags where I go, so when I buy clothes, I do it. Got little flashlights extra. There's things that are extra redundant that I used to carry a lot of redundant stuff. Now I carry very little redundant stuff. Okay, so what I'm doing here is stuffing this thing completely full of little small stuff, right? It's absolutely amazing how much stuff you really don't need. So now I took that bag from being something that's big with a lot of airspace to a tightly packed thing. Okay, I carry some really strange stuff that is a little, you really need it on, like, I'd bypass room air conditioners and get them to stay on 24 hours a day. Okay, really, I carry tape. Okay, now this tape has a hard ream on the inside of it. So what I do on toilet paper or whatever I have, okay, I'm gonna get a screwdriver to get this. I remove all these things. So I remove the cords out of all my tape. Okay, and then I make it so that the tape can be didn't do too good a job when I left Togo. According to how things are working, right? I mean, I'm showing you the super packing, right? So I'm removing all these tapes. I have trouble. It's almost impossible to buy duct tape. It's quite easy to buy electrical tape, but I'm going to carry it anyway just because it's really comes in handy when you're first setting up a room for a digital nomad. Okay, so now that I've shot these down, got them smaller, I could actually put them in with the other stuff in this cooking kit, right? So I'm stuffing them in there. So what I'm trying to do is get rid of every bit of extra hollow space. I got some carabine clips. Carabines. Okay, pretty much full, guys. Compact it. I really got it packed. Okay. So what I'm trying to explain to you is I'm removing all the packages. I'm removing all the extra, how would you say, anything, any packaging, okay? Now you're going to be tempted, you're always tempted to leave things in plastic or something to protect it. So this will go in the bottom of my thing. Now as soon as I put that in there, I don't know if I can show it. As soon as I put it in there, there's hollow space around the outside of that. Okay, so what you're going to have things like I got some batteries. You know, you can sit here and think, well, I'll just leave it in the pack and take them down with you. Well, can't do that anymore. You got to take things out of the pack. You can't leave things in packages. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just start putting very, very slowly. I'll put as many small things in the bottom of this thing pack as I can. I know I had a pair of scissors here, guys, but I lost it. Well, bottom line is, if you have any kind of packages like that, you're going to do it. Take it out. Now, this is a real big space user. You don't really want to pack these last. You want to pack them first. You want to pack them at the bottom and fill them around and pack them all the way around it, as much little stuff as you can. If you try to put it in the last, it really doesn't have you don't really have a way of going around it. So I'm going to put this in at the bottom, and then what I do is I'm slowly going to this is a bag full of Nescafe Cafe. Now, you might think I don't need it, but it's got air in it, right? So I just took the air out of the pack. And then I can stuff it into places, right? Okay, the bottom line is every single type of packaging, anything that you're going through, you need to take off before you put it in the backpack. The idea of compartmentalizing your backpack or compartmentalizing your luggage and having little containers for all of that is probably okay. You can probably do it on a 2-day trip, but when you're trying to go on a long haul trip, you need to get rid of all these things. This will literally allow me, and as I'm going, I'm filling up all the spots. I'm leaving a little space in the bottom. Okay, I'm not pushing them together, because if something's breakable or something, you've got to have a little nudge area so things can move side to side, so they don't, when you drop it, it doesn't like crush anything. But I don't really have anything crushable. But I'm going to go and I'm going to fill this thing little piece all the way around. Every single thing is now taken out of my backpack and put into, just randomly thrown in there. Nothing is actually anymore put into bags because the cost of airplane. And I went from 2 bags down to 1, and just by packing it different. So I used to carry 2 bags and I didn't have to deal with this problem. I could just sort of compartmentalize everything. But bottom line is, remove all your packaging, remove any compartmentalized bags you got, whether you're using a pen bag from, I mean, these little pen bags that you can buy for children make real good compartments for all these little pieces, especially for you guys with a bunch of electronic stuff. Okay, that's how you do it. And I really can't make this tip very often, because there's not many times where I really go on that long haul, and I have to do it right before I leave on the trip. And when I'm in country, what I'll do is I'll take that 1 bag and fill it up with all my clothing and store it on the outside, so that I have an expandable bag. Thank you. Andy Graham, Hobo Traveler.